Hey there, and happy Thursday. Hope everyone is having a wonderful start to their day. So, interesting topic that we are going to be covering today. And this comes from a poll that I did. And it all has to do with and is based around what truly defines and makes a good coach from a great coach. And I'm going to explain exactly why and exactly how to take yourself to the next level. So let's dive in. Hey everyone, Scott Aaron here. So grateful that you are joining me today. As always, hop into the comments below. Please do say hi and where you are tuning in from, or hashtag live, hashtag replay if you are watching this on the replay. And please feel free to tag some people that could benefit from this. Please share this video on your news feed, on whatever platform you're watching to and from. But please also don't forget to like, love, support whatever reaction you would like to give me to let me know that you resonated. And again, do go over to my LinkedIn profile, follow me, and hit my LinkedIn notification bell so you are notified when I do go live. But I also love hearing what cities, states, countries, provinces around the world people are watching from. So in the comments, just drop your city, your state, your country, your province. Let me know where you're watching this to and from. So this is an interesting topic. I actually asked this question in a poll that I did. I think I did it. It was yesterday. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my camera here. I did it yesterday, and I asked it on my general timeline on my LinkedIn profile, and then in a couple different groups. And it was interesting to hear people's takes on what they felt really made a big difference between what a good coach or an average coach is from a great coach. Now, if you are in the coaching and consulting world, so you're coaching people, you're in a leadership role, just drop a Y or a yes in the comments below, because I just want to make sure that everyone is getting the most value from this. So if you're watching this, if you're a coach, if you're a consultant, if you're in a leadership role in your company, or maybe a company that you work for, just drop a Y or a yes in the comments, because this pertains to you. So this is not just for coaches and consultants. If you are in a leadership role in some way, shape, or form where you are leading other people, this pertains to you as well. It's important. So the question that I get asked all the time is, a few questions. How do I become a great coach? And Tanya says, yes, she is. How do I go from being average or good to great? One of the easiest answers to that question is just, it takes time. I don't think anyone is a great coach overnight. I think just like anything that we do, it takes repetition. It takes consistency. It takes effort. It takes really focusing on yourself and, turning the mirror around, so to speak, and, leaning into your strengths, identifying your weaknesses, and looking to improve. But there are three specific things, and I had a laundry list of things that I felt really made a differentiating factor between good coaches and great coaches. So the first thing that I'll say is how to go from a good coach to a great coach is let your results speak for themselves. Let your results speak for themselves. So, and I apologize. I have caught a little bit of a cold from my son, so a little congested. If I sound nasally, that's exactly why. So what does that mean? Well, what I can tell you is that there is no better way to prove your credibility, your expertise, and your skill set than by the words of others. There's nothing better. Testimonials, referrals, but most importantly, recommendations on LinkedIn. So drop a Y or a yes if you are consistent with asking people to write you a recommendation based off of the work that you've done with them. So drop a Y or a yes in the chat if you are consistent with asking those who you have or currently are working with in some way, shape, or form, if you've asked them for a written recommendation on your LinkedIn profile. Now, this is important, and people ask all the time, well, why is it important? Well, again, you want your credibility, again, to speak for itself. Now, I'm going to show you something really quickly. I'm going to share my screen just to kind of show you what I mean. So on my LinkedIn profile, if you were to scroll down to my recommendation section, which is right here, you're going to see 508 written recommendations. 508. And you can see there's, January 18th, February 9th, March 2nd, which is just about a week ago. So these are very current. When you are, when someone says, well, how great are you at what you do? Or, how can you help me? When someone goes on to your profile and you say, you know what, just go to my LinkedIn profile and read through some of the testimonials that I've gotten. When someone goes to your LinkedIn profile and they see 508 recommendations, which means that is 500 individual people that are speaking to your credibility, your expertise, and your skill set in what you coach and teach on. You don't have to convince people anymore that you're a great coach. The words of others are saying that for you. So that's why it is so beyond important for you, all of you that are watching live and on the replay. If you are not utilizing the recommendation section on LinkedIn, you are missing out. But here's the other great thing. You can actually download. The cool thing is you can actually download a digital copy of all of your recommendations that you can convert into a Microsoft Word document that you can actually use those testimonials on your website, on landing pages, on other social media platforms that also allow you to share your expertise and the words that others are speaking. So if you are not letting your results speak for themselves, well, there's two things. Number one, you're not getting the right results for people. Meaning people are working with you, but they're not getting an ROI in whatever you're teaching and training them on. They're not getting the result, because if they were getting the result, you would have people to ask to write you a testimonial. The second thing is you're not acquiring clients, which is going to lead me to my second point, which I'm going to go over in a second. You need to make it a goal of yours to consistently not only acquire the right clients, but ask those who you have worked with to write you a recommendation. And obviously you can do the same for them. I always reciprocate. If someone is writing a recommendation for me, I always say, send me one in return, and I will gladly speak to your credibility, your expertise in return. If someone's going to scratch my back, I'm going to scratch theirs in return. So let the results of what you teach, what you train on, what you speak on, speak for themselves. So if that makes sense, drop a Y or a yes in the comments below. Again, if you're coming on late, please do say hi and where you're tuning in from, or hashtag live, or just drop the city, state, country, province, where in the world you are watching this to and from. Share this, Tag some people. Don't forget to like, love, support whatever reaction you would like to give. And please also do not forget to run over to my LinkedIn profile after we're all done. Hit my follow button. Turn my LinkedIn notification bell on so you are notified when I do go live, which is every Monday and Thursday. Now, number two, and this is an interesting one. Make sure you and the prospective client interview each other. Make sure that you and the prospective client interview one another. What does that mean? Hey, Sue, thanks for jumping on. What does that mean? Hey, Frank. That means you don't want to work with everyone. You don't. I have learned too many times, too many lessons, that when you work with the wrong people, it's a bad fit both ways. I can tell you plain and simple, I have had people hire me after thinking, okay, this, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. This person could be a good fit. I have returned their money a week later. Gladly. And every time that happened, I had to really sit with it and say, well, why didn't this work out? Why was this a bad fit? Why did I end up returning this person's money? And plain and simple, I didn't interview them enough. There may be plenty of people out there that want to work with you, but if they're not the right fit, you got to tell them that. And I'm confident now that when someone reaches out to me to work with me, I know plain and simple if they're a good fit for not, if what I teach will help them, and if the person is going to be willing to hold themselves accountable and apply what I'm teaching them. And if there's any red flags that come up, I'm honest with people. I would say, I love what you're doing, and I really feel that, you definitely deserve to be coached, but I don't think with what I teach and what we're both doing, I don't feel that it's a good fit. And I can make some recommendations of other friends that I have that are coaches that would be a better fit for you, because it wouldn't be right for me to take your money and coach you when I know with what you're doing, it's not going to get the right result with what I teach. Because I think there's a lot of coaches out there that when the money is kind of waved in their face, right? When someone is waving the money at them, it's a business. So sometimes it's hard to say no. And I think in the very beginning, I was definitely naive to this, where I'm like, okay, these people want to work with me. I'm just going to let anyone work with me. That only ends up not only hurting that person because they're not going to get the perceived and expected ROI that they should get, but it's also a reflection upon you and your coaching. And you don't want to work with the wrong people. You want to make sure that you align yourself and work with the right individuals, because guess what? If they're going to do exactly what you teach them with the area that you're teaching them on, and they apply the strategies or the techniques or the systems that you have in place, and they get that result, guess what? They're going to become an ally of yours. They are. And for each other, my clients become my friends. They become guests on my podcast so I can give them visibility to my network, because just to give you an example, my podcast in the last 30 days has had almost 35,000 listens. And not all of them are ideal clients for me. And that's why I love to bring my one-on-one clients on so they can share their gifts and what they teach people, because my clients get referrals and sales from my podcast all the time, because someone is listening from anywhere in the world that's a better fit for them, where I'm not a good fit for them, but they love the information that I share. The other thing is, you end up becoming referral partners, meaning you learn so much about the person that you're working with that when you're networking and connecting with people and those individuals are telling you what they do and what they need help with, and you know that person's not a good fit, guess what? You could say, oh, I have the perfect person for you. My buddy Frank, my friend Sue, my friend Tanya. I will do an introduction. They will be a great fit for what you're looking for. Because in coaching, you should love to put money back in the pockets of those that put money in yours. There needs to be a mutual exchange, not only of energy, time, but money. You need you need it to circulate. It shouldn't all just be coming back to you. I am always looking for and seeking ways of how I can not only assist my clients, but how they can monetarily benefit from working with me, not just from what I teach them, but from the network that I've built. So you have to do your due diligence and interview each other and make sure energetically with what you teach and what they want to learn if you're a good fit. You don't want to work with everyone. You want to work with the right people that are going to take what you teach them and they're going to run with it and they're going to get the result that they're looking for. So if that makes sense, drop a Y or a yes in the comments below. Again, if you've jumped on late, as Sue and as Frank have done, please do say hi and where you're tuning in from, or just drop the city, state, country, or province, or hashtag live, hashtag replay if you're watching this on the replay. And please do tag some people, share this video, and don't forget to like, love, support, whatever emoji reaction you would like to leave. But also don't forget to follow me and also ring my LinkedIn notification bell. Now, the final thing, which what makes a good coach from a great coach. Prove your concept first. Prove it first. It doesn't matter what you're teaching, what you're doing. People want to know that you have proved the concept first. And I'll be honest. I never, ever thought or expected to teach and train individuals, companies, and corporations, institutions, what I teach on LinkedIn. That was never the goal. I was looking to leverage LinkedIn for my own online business. And it just so happened that I created a systematic and duplicatable flow of how to use it that I was then able to teach others to reproduce and replicate the same result that I was getting. And in the very beginning, I didn't even charge people because I was just reaching out to some friends and I was helping them apply what I was doing. And one friend in particular said, listen, I don't know what you're doing, but he goes, I have 14 calls booked. You should be teaching this. And I'm like, what do you mean teach this? He goes, you've been coaching people for years, just on the personal training side. Just take those concepts and turn it into business coaching. And I'm like, you're right. I have been coaching people for years. I could do this. So I basically just mapped out a flow and a system of what I was doing step by step, just like I would a diet plan or a workout system or workout plan. And I started coaching people. And that was 10 and a half years ago now, believe it or not. And I haven't looked back since, and it's only gotten better because, you know, when people go to my profile and they see the 500 recommendations, they're like, man, you know, that must have happened overnight. No, it did not happen overnight. It's been a 10-year process. I've been collecting those recommendations over 10 years. Now, I've worked more with more than 500 people. Not everybody I've worked with has been on LinkedIn or they've worked with me in a different capacity. But if you're averaging 50 recommendations a year, which means you're getting about 2 recommendations a month, you're doing some good work. But I always recommend to people, before you start working with others, prove your concept first. And I even recommend, and this is something that Nancy and I teach in our mastermind, is take some pro bono clients on first. Have some beta clients, right? Friends, family, people that you know. Take them through your program and really pay attention to the results they are or are not getting. And if it's duplicatable and they're getting those results, now you have testimonials. Now you have people that can shout your name from the rooftops. So it's not difficult to go from being a good coach to a great coach, but it takes a number of things to fall into place: time, energy, effort, consistency. But again, you have to let the results speak for themselves. And that's why I have that confidence when someone reaches out to me and they want to work with me. I can say, listen, there's a multitude of places that you can see about my results. You can go to my LinkedIn profile and you can read through the over 500 recommendations. You can go to my podcast and read the nearly 100 five-star reviews that people have left me. You can go on Amazon and read any of my books. Cumulatively, there's about 250 five-star ratings and reviews. Check it out. And that's what I mean. Highlighting your expertise where you don't have to defend yourself, where you're like, you know what? Go here, go here, go here. Check me out. Read all my information. See what other people are saying about me. Because you don't want to have to convince someone to work with you. If they see that you're credible, they know you're amazing at what you do, then make sure that you and that prospective client, you interview each other. You know, are we a good fit? And you will know energetically if there's a vibe there, if there's a connection there, and if it's someone that could really benefit. But also make sure you always prove the concept of what you're teaching and what you're training first and foremost. You got to get some beta testers, go through it yourself, because then you will know what the expected result should be. So as always, leave in the comments below what your biggest takeaway from today's training was. Love and gratitude to each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you next time.